Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name.
Good evening, pipe smokers of all sorts and kinds around the world. PokerPiper here. Just take off that. Drinking a Colorado native amber, my new favorite beer of the month. It's a lot like Modelo Negra, not really as much Modelo Especial except for the aftertaste. So if you like Modelo, which is a Mexican style beer, then you'll like they have this around. This is a Colorado brewery beer. And with that today, I am still in the holiday spirit, so I thought I'd bring out a fresh pre-ordered can of corncob pipe and a button nose by Cornell and Dale. So I like Cornell and Dale blends, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna think of this. I've never smoked it. I'll read the back here for you. 2019 Cornell and Dale's corncob pipe and button nose is a warm and inviting mix of bright and red Virginias, Burleys, and Cavendish with a sweet hot cocoa aroma. So I haven't even opened it yet. I'm gonna do that for you. Ooh. Wow. Very chocolatey. And in it, I'm going to be smoking it in my new corncob by Old Dominion Pipes. Got it loaded up about a little more than halfway, I'd say. And from what I'm smelling before I light this, it's a classic Cornell and Dale tobacco smell, but it definitely is unique in its own way. So the reason I'm in a holiday mood still is because my video that I was going to post, which I'm not going to release the title of because it is something I want to do still in the future, basically was like I was saying before, I was making a video. It ended up being on Christmas Eve, and it was a very, very good video, but I didn't configure my storage, or didn't think about my storage and my editing app that I use on my phone for shorter videos. So when you delete it from my phone storage, it deleted it from my app storage, which was because it wasn't keeping the originals. It didn't have an original copy in the app, basically. So with that technicality out of the way, I just wanted to say sorry I didn't get a video. I really wanted to for Christmas, and it was a great video. I had it all finished, ready to work on, and that same day I deleted it all. So here we are in the Christmas mood again with my cob from Old Dominion and some corncob pipe and a button nose from Cornell and Dale. Never smoked this pipe or this tobacco, so it should be very cool. Almost smells like burnt coffee grounds, but taste, I'd say like a dark chocolate, and definitely you can taste the so if you ever tasted sugar powder, but like maybe like just cocoa powder that they use on cakes and you know, small delights. Very good. This is my first corncob pipe that I didn't make. I made my own years ago, and it was one of the greatest smoking pipes ever. So I decided just to buy one this time. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, I think, unless you're going for a Missouri Merchant, which I just bought one from there, and that was on the pricier side. Excuse me. Haven't smoked a pipe for, say, about since that video, since Christmas Eve. So since last year, I haven't smoked a pipe since last year. That'll be the clickbait on this video. Haven't smoked a pipe for a year. Not necessarily, but and I would be smoking or sipping a Christmas drink like eggnog or something like that, but my stockpile of eggnog is finally depleted. I love eggnog and I get it in bulk, but it finally is gone. And there's no more in the stores unless you order online, and I think it's about time I stopped drinking eggnog. This is the best smoking pipe I've ever had. I can honestly say normally about this time in the smoking stage, it starts, I either have to relight it or tamp it down or burn the ashes. I don't know whether it's because it's just straight or it just doesn't have a pipe or filter. It's not going out. It's crazy. It could be the tobacco as well. But that's something I noticed with my old corncob pipe. It never went out. And that also had a wooden stem. So I was kind of on the sketchier side with buying a pipe that's not from Missouri Merchant, because in the reviews of this Old Dominion, I noticed some people were using it as a art piece for their home, as a rustic vibe, and some people were actually smoking out of it and said it was great. So I decided to buy it because of the price. It was fairly on the cheaper side. And then I seen that there was still glue present, and I was like, oh shoot, like I'm not gonna be able to smoke it if that glue's gonna melt and it's toxic or whatever. I'm not very aware of how they make these pipes, besides of how I did it, which was microwave the moisture out of the corn cob to dry it, freeze it, do the same process, and that kind of made my corn cob pipe very dry, sturdy, didn't crack. And so still lit. Wow. And so I bought a Missouri Merchant, and it also had glue in the bottom. So I was like, maybe that's just how they put the pipe together. Maybe that's how they seal it. I don't know what it's used for really. I still don't have facts on that, but as long as a well-known cob company does it, and this company I'm not too sure about does it, then, you know, what's the harm? You know, screw it. At the worst case scenario, I end up in the emergency room. Which wouldn't be the first time that glue fucked me over. Excuse my language. As a young delinquent, I was opening up super glue with my mouth and ended up dumping good half the bottle down my throat, closing part of my throat. Needless to say, I toughed it out. Next day I was fine, but it could have been a lot worse. And also, one time my brother super glued my eye shut. That could have also been very bad. I'm gonna mash it up with the pine needle. I should say I forgot my check tool in general, because it's not just a tamper. It has a shovel on it. A scraper, if you will, and a pick to unjam your pipe, maybe tamp the ash and break it up. It's very good. I really do love this blend. This is something I could see myself smoking for a later evening smoke, maybe after dinner as a sweet treat with some whiskey, some bourbon, something even sweeter, liqueur, rum, or in this case, my fairly smooth Colorado native amber. I'll read what it says right here. Brewed with 100% Colorado ingredients, made with only Colorado in mind, here's a beer for any Colorado occasion. Seasonable yet flavorful, crisp, malty sweetness, balanced hoppiness. You'll like it, possibly love it, maybe even smuggle it, which I found kind of weird. Like, where are you going to smuggle it to another state, which maybe they sell it somewhere else. I'm sure they do. Sales only allowed in the United States, so can you get this in the UK? Probably, if you bring it over. So I didn't stop smoking for any apparent reason, health, financial, or just will. I didn't feel like it. That's what I've been going back to for all these years. When I want to smoke a pipe, I do. When I don't, I don't. Happy to bring you this video, guys. Thank you for all your support, likes, shares, comments, and follows, especially on my Instagram, which I just made an account for. I love photography. I just don't have a good camera yet, but I hope to expand on Instagram and Facebook, through Facebook and stuff like that. So until the next video, happy piping, PokerPiper out. Peace.
Moving ahead so life won't pass me by.